In this tutorial, we want to look at the process of naming a range. Now, there are times when you will want to name a range, or should I say use a range for a specific purpose, which means that in some other table, you will refer to data that is inside this original table, as in the case of doing VLOOKUP. So what we want to see at this stage is how we would name the range so that you know which is an alternative to using absolute size reference. Now, if you want to work with this range here, and you don't rename it, you have to use absolute size reference. And you want that every time that you refer to the range, you get the same first and last cell. So if I type equal, and then I select this range, you see it says B7 to C10. Now, ignore what is there because our summary form is not complete. But what I want to see is what happens if I copy it down to the next cell. Let's see what it says. You notice the difference. It's saying B8 to C11, when in the first case, it was saying B7 to C10. So if I want to copy that range, matter of fact, I'm going to complete the formula so that they will not see value, we see something else. I'm going to put my parentheses around there. And I'm going to add to that make sure there are no spaces in my formula. There seems to be one. Oh, no spaces, good. I don't want to see it. I'm going to add so that's not going to work out. So let me just delete that. We leave it like that. But the point is, you notice that when I copy the range, it goes from B7 to C10 to B8 to C11. So normally, to fix that as we have done before, you will use absolute size reference by adding the dollar signs between at B7 and also at C10. So if I copy that, when I open it, you know that I'm still saying B7 to C10 because I use absolute size reference. What you're going to learn now is the alternative. So just let me get rid of that. Good. Instead of having to use absolute size reference, what you can actually do is rename the range and use the name of the range to refer to that range that you want to refer to. The same thing can be done with a single cell. So this is, of course, to notice that we are using Google Sheets at this stage. So this is the method for Google Sheets. When I've completed this, I will then show you how to do it in Excel. So I'm going to select just the cells that have any data that I want. You notice I've ignored the first row, which has a few names. You don't need that. Just select the data. So I select 4 and 48 cells. Now I'm going to right click somewhere in that range. And I'm going to go down till it says here, define name range. I'm going to click on that. And you notice that over here at the side, you see name range 1. That is where you put a name that makes sense to you. So I'm going to call this prices. If I was going to use two words, I would have to join them up because spaces cannot work. And this word will start with a capital letter so you can easily tell what the words are. But one word is good enough for me. I call it prices. Easy to remember. And then I'm going to click done. And you see the name of the range appears here, prices, and it says B7 to C10. I'm going to click anywhere off it, and you notice that that does not change, that remains there. There's an edit button over here at the side, but you do not want to edit anything. So if I come here now, anywhere, and I type equal prices, you automatically see that my range has been selected again, and the word is in the same color as the selection. So that's how you do it in Google Sheets. Now I'm going to do it in Excel. So now you're looking at not Google Sheets anymore, but this is an Excel spreadsheet. And you need to know both because you have to use both of them. There are two ways of doing it in Excel. So I'm going to copy this diagram over to the right so that I can demonstrate both ways. Let's start with this one. So I'm going to select the same 8 cells that I want to rename. Again, remember, this is Excel, Microsoft Excel that I'm using now. The first method, I'm going to go up here where you can see C8. And you see the title saying name box. So therefore, I'm going to the name box. You can just see the 8. The C is further to the left, not included in the screen. But it's reading C8, which is the first cell, the one that says handbag. But the whole range is selected. I'm going to click up there, and I'm going to delete C8 from there. And I'm going to take the word prices. Again, you can only see from the R, the P is hidden because it's further over to the left. My next move is to press the Enter key on the keyboard. The main Enter key, not the one on the right, the main Enter key. And after I do that, I can click anywhere on the screen, and I can test it to see if that name has been fixed. I got two options. I can go up here, click this drop down button. I see the word prices there. I click on it, and there you go. You see my range selected again. So I know that that is working. Now, this one over here, I'm going to use the other method to do it. And I'm going to call this prices 1. This time, instead of going to the name box, I'm going to right click right over the area that I selected. And I need to select something from my drop down menu. This time I'm saying define name. That's what you're looking for. Define name. Click on that, and this box comes up. It's suggesting that I call it handbag, but also I can't call it handbag because handbag is one label. I have 4 labels. So I'm going to call this prices 1. Why prices 1? Because you cannot have two ranges with the same name. So if you accidentally left out a couple of cells from your range when you name it first time, and you realize it sometime later, when you go back and select the correct range, you cannot use the same name. You got to vary it. Change the letter, or add a letter, or drop a letter, something. But you have to vary the name because you can't use the same name twice in the same spreadsheet. And it's saying here that that name goes right through the entire workbook. So if you have 5, 6 sheets, that word prices 1, that name will remain constant, working on all sheets. So having got that, I can now click the OK button, and that is now added to the list. So I'm going back into the name box, and I'm going to show that I can select both of them individually. When I click the drop down button, I see both prices and prices 1. If I select prices 1, the one on the right is selected, as you can see. And if you select phrases, the one on the left is selected. That's the way you name a range or a cell in Excel. And before that, we did it here in Google Sheets, where you do your add your name over here on the right. That's it.